We are coming up on the release of Rage 2, a sequel that I don't think a lot of gamers were clamoring for. However, personally speaking, as I've been seeing more and more gameplay of Rage 2, my excitement level for the game has definitely been increasing, and in today's video, I want to take a look at 15 huge things that you need to know about Rage 2 before you buy. A game with a lot to get to, so without further ado, let's just get right into this. Kicking things off with number 1, I always like to talk about the developers, and in the case of Rage 2, this is very interesting because you actually have two studios working on the game, specifically id Software and Avalanche Games. Now, why this is so interesting is that the first Rage game was only done by id Software, and that did lead to the game having some issues. However, this time around with Rage 2, being that it has a far bigger open world, but you still want to keep that fundamental and great first-person shooting gameplay, id Software is actually teaming up with Avalanche, and if you're unaware, Avalanche has actually worked on a lot of open world titles, including Mad Max, Just Cause, and most recently they put out Generation Zero. Now, initially when I heard about this, I was like, oh, this is awesome. id Software and Avalanche is a match made in heaven. However, my excitement has been tempered a little bit regarding this specific point, because Avalanche has been rather hit or miss recently. Just Cause 4 wasn't very good, and Generation Zero left a lot to be desired. I know that Avalanche is still an incredibly talented studio, and alongside id Software, there's definitely potential there for them to create something incredibly compelling. It's just that now I have a little bit of hesitation when it comes to this point in particular. I really want to see Avalanche get back on track, and hopefully with the help of id and working on Rage 2, that'll allow them to do so. As far as development of the game itself goes, it goes back a while. However, many leaks for Rage 2 did happen ahead of its announcement. Most notably, ahead of E3, Walmart Canada had that hilarious leak where it leaked not only Rage 2, but a bunch of other games, so that's how Rage 2 kind of came to fruition and came to be known about in the gaming community. And again, personally speaking, it wasn't a sequel that I was super interested in, but as we're seeing more gameplay, my excitement level has increased. Number 2, now let's talk about the story and the background. The game is set in 2165, 30 years after the events of the first game. Humanity has found a way to heal the world, turning regions of the wasteland into lush jungles, wetlands, and even tundra. Trade is growing and a type of Wild West society is emerging. The brutal ways of the old world still remain, however, and these new delicate biomes are under attack by gangs that want to control their resources. The authority has returned, waging war against anyone who won't follow their rule. You as the player assume control of the last ranger, Walker, who must survive in a world inhabited by dangerous mutants after it was hit by an asteroid. The majority of mankind died with only a dreary wasteland left behind, while new settlements and factions emerge. In all this misery, a group called the Authority declared themselves as the new military power. On a hunt for the precious nanotechnology in order to consolidate their dictatorship, Walker therefore makes an ideal target. The game will take place 30 years after the original game and will feature a cast of both new and existing characters. Number 3, from the get-go, Rage 2 was designed to be the player's power fantasy, thus leaving you with a lot of power at all times, and the developers ensure that you will not feel underpowered at the beginning of the game. Generally speaking, with the majority of games, it's a gradual process in becoming that overpowered character, but in the case of Rage 2, it looks like they're gonna give you a lot of power from the get-go, but also do expect to do some character development along the way. Number 4, Rage 2 actually utilizes Avalanche Studios' Apex game engine instead of id Tech. The Apex engine allowed the team to create detailed indoor environments as well as broad outdoor locations, also allowing players to transition between these worlds without any loading screens whatsoever, which is pretty impressive considering the massive open world that we're dealing with here. Number 5, of course, a big element of Rage 2 will be the weaponry, and Rage 2 will have tons of weapons for you to use. Some include the Wing Stick, Settler Pistol, Sidewinder Pistol, Firestorm Revolver, Combat Shotgun, Ranger Assault Rifle, Smart Rocket Launcher, Grav Dart Launcher, the Hyper Cannon, the Charged Plasma Cannon, and there will be so many more weapons on top of that. Expect a wide variety of an arsenal for you to take advantage of. Number 6, not only will there be a wide variety of weapons, but there will also be a wide variety of different vehicles to drive in Rage 2. This includes bikes, trucks, monster truck, flying bikes, and more. Vehicle customization will also be a bigger focus in this game, allowing you to tailor your vehicle exactly how you want to, and flying vehicles, as I mentioned, have also been confirmed to be in the game, so a lot of versatility in terms of the vehicle selection in the game as well. Number 7, being that the main character is a ranger, you have many nano superpowers at your disposal. These include Shatter, a force-like push, Slam, a massive ground pound slam that sends everything flying, Vortex that sends enemies up into the air for easy kills, and Dash that'll allow you to dash super fast to dodge things or get around enemies. All of those abilities should add another layer to the gameplay. Number 8, Rage 2 also is introducing a new mechanic called Overdrive. With Overdrive, you can push your weapons beyond their physical limits and grant them unique new attributes. You can then chain your abilities in different ways to fill up your overdrive meter even quicker. Again, while at a surface level, the game might just look like a typical first-person shooter, you can see with mechanics like overdrive, you can see with all the abilities you have, the versatility in weapon and vehicle selection, there's actually a lot of depth to the gameplay, and that personally has me pretty excited. Number 9, while driving or flying around the wasteland, you may encounter a convoy. Convoys are massive, heavily defended fortresses or wheels. These will require some expertise in combat and driving to take down. Convoys will consist of a leader that is protected by multiple vehicles, some of which may include agile attack bikes to muscle cars and more. All of them will be armed to the teeth and ready to take you head on. Number 10, while you're playing Rage 2, you're also going to encounter a multitude of factions, enemy groups, and here's what's been confirmed so far. We have Abaddon, a type of mutant after a lifetime of exposure to harmful chemicals. These mutants are less human than most factions, but are also formidable thanks to genetic mutations that give them distinct combat advantages. We have the Authority, the main antagonist of Rage 1 and 2, highly organized and weaponized military force that controls and shapes the wasteland how they see fit. Unlike mutants and bandits that wander the wasteland, the Authority knows what it's doing. They use personal energy shields, recharging stations that refill their energy meters, and utilize cover and tactics. We've got Cult of the Death God. They are encountered in the pre-order bonus quests, Cult of the Death God. They're a pack of mutant bandits that worship the protagonist of the first Rage, Nicholas Rain, for his indiscriminate ability to kill hordes of bandits, mutants, and Authority troopers. You've got the Cyber Crusher. They're an armed and cybernetic version of the Crusher. The Authority have trained these gigantic mutants to fight with the help of their modern technology. You've got Goons, the most prominent bandit clan featured in the Rage 2 advertising. They are the bright-haired neon bandits that enjoy colorful guns, sports, and mayhem. And then you have the Rangers of Vineland. They were a faction in the wasteland. They use nanotrade technology to enhance their weapons and abilities. Walker, the protagonist of Rage 2, is the last of these Rangers. Their destruction is likely an element in Walker's decision to fight against the Authority. You've got the Riverhogs. They control the wasteland swamps and are known for their piracy and plunder. And then you have the Immortal Shrouded Warriors that follow a strict code of discipline and honor. They are still cold-blooded killers that see themselves as the savior of the wasteland, and anyone who opposes them will be cut down. It should be noted that they use katana swords in the trailer, so that's something you'll have to fend off as well. Number 11, variety seems to be the name of the game in Rage 2, and also with the locales. There will be many different locations in the game, including swamplands, destroyed cities, the wasteland itself, massive forests, deadly chasms, mutant-infested sewers, high-tech Authority labs, and much, much more. Expect a lot of varied areas to explore, and from an exploration standpoint, that'll hopefully keep the game relatively engaging. Number 12, as any open-world game, especially a game from Avalanche, the game will feature tons of side content. You can go arc hunting, destroy enemy convos, participate on Mutant Bash TV, drive in the Chaz Car Derby, and much more. If you're looking for a game with a ton of longevity, Rage 2 will definitely have that. And that brings me to my next point, number 13, and that is updates. Rage 2 will feature a litany of updates after the game is officially released. And here's what they said in an interview with GameStop. Quote, "Yes, that's the plan. Hopefully people will stay with it. I do think we have a good plan. We have some cool beats that we'll talk about after the game launches and what the framework looks like moving forward. When you play the full game, you can see that there's room for things to expand, and we will continually layer things in to keep people engaged. What we're planning on doing is creating some updates and content for this game after we launch, so we monitor the game, we monitor the players, we act in the community, we're gonna support it, we're gonna update it. It's not like a subscription or a free-to-play game, but it will be supported." And it was noted that 7 months after Rage 2 officially launches, it could be seen as a far different game, so that's pretty exciting. So we'll see how the game evolves over time. Number 14, now Rage 2 is a post-apocalyptic game. However, the game features a colorful color palette so as to distinguish itself from all other id Software games and post-apocalyptic settings, as a lot of post-apocalyptic settings do blend in with one another. Rage 2 does have a pretty vibrant look going on for it, and I can definitely dig that. And lastly, number 15, so we went over all of this information regarding Rage 2 and its gameplay mechanics, its visuals, but when are you actually going to get your hands on it? Well, the game is set to be released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on May 14th, and if you pre-order the game, you are going to get some goodies. Specifically, you're going to get the Cult of the Death God mission, a wild ride that sends Walker after a cult of crazed mutants who have taken to worshipping the image of Nicholas Rain, the hero of the original Rage. You'll get the Settler pistol, you'll get the Nicholas Rain armor, you'll get the Mutant Monster truck skin. So all of that just for pre-ordering seems like a pretty good get. There's also a deluxe edition for the game that includes the following: the Rise of the Ghost expansion that'll be available by summer 2019. You'll get Doom BFG, you'll get Wasteland Wizard cheat code, you'll get a progress booster, and you'll get Battle Standard. Again, Rage 2 will be dropping on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on May 14, 2019. And that's gonna conclude this video. I know a lot of you guys don't have an incredible amount of anticipation and hype for Rage 2, but I really think this could be one of the more surprising games of 2019, at least this early portion, and May is a pretty quiet month in terms of new game releases, and Rage 2 really does seem to be like the biggest game of next month, so one to definitely keep your eyes on. Let us know in the comment section down below, are you planning on buying Rage 2, or is this a game you're gonna wait on a sale for? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.